What's going on, guys? Give me a thumbs up or something in the chat, or drop something in the chat to make sure that you can hear me okay. Seeing me is not as important, but I figured I would turn the webcam on today. Make sure the audio is working. See what we got here. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can? Okay, cool, cool. So let's see who's live here. Let me just do a quick roll call. We've got Scott Smith is here. Good job, Scott. You showed up. We've got Billy frickin' Murray. Dude, I love how you opt into everything with Billy frickin' Murray, man. Like, it makes my day when I see that. It cracks me up. We've got Phil Hall is live. He is your hired sales genie, according to this. We've got Jake, Mr. Jake the Snake. We've got Marianne's here live with us. We've got, who else? We got Wilson. Wilson Smith's here with us. We got Mike Turnbull. Good to see you, Mike. All right, let's roll something in the chat. Make sure you guys are alive here. Drop something in the chat to make sure that let's make sure this thing works, man. Jake says here, present. Cool, cool, cool. Liver than hell. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, Wilson. Interesting, man. I was just talking to Jordan this morning, the guy that runs this place, and they're moving in a new solar company. So I actually have to fly back out to a second meeting today, and then I'm going to be back Wednesday for the wind down event, which, by the way, check the chat real quick. We're going to pause real quick and make sure that you guys register for this, because it's going to be great. I'm going to share some really cool stuff that I have prepared. Those of you that know me know that I don't normally prepare slide decks, so I actually have a legit slide deck for this. It's going to be good. And then I'm going to share some stuff with you guys on the back end of how you can do something similar where you're at, either via live stream or in person. But take a second, go to the URL that I just posted, and make sure that you're registered. What's up? Getting a black screen? All right, so my local here says that she's seeing a black screen. You guys see my webcam okay? Okay, yeah, webcam's okay. Yeah, see you fine, man. She's got a broken device or something. Okay, yeah, I ran her. All right, cool. So drop a comment or something real quick, and then I'm going to get into some really cool stuff, because I actually ran a video campaign just like we talked about in Phoenix. I want to bring some of you guys up on stage here to look at your campaigns, but I ran the exact same strategy that I told you guys to run, that I showed you. Here, let's see if I can share this. Let's see, video, let's try a file. I'm going to show you some results that I've already got from this morning. Let's see, it may have to be a PDF. Hang on a second. Maybe I can share my screen. I'll show you. All right, so let's see if you can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up or something in the chat if you can see my screen. How about after the video, we've got so far 11 conversions for $1.22 out of 46 people that have been reached. Have you guys ever seen results like that before? Can everybody see this? Let's go back. I'm going to turn that back off. Could everybody see that? So to go back, I ran the video. I'm going to show you guys from start to finish. But I ran my video. I created an audience of people who had viewed the video for at least 3 seconds, because this was kind of a hurry quick campaign since I'm flying out today, and I wanted to have some action before Wednesday. So I created an audience for people who had viewed my video for at least 3 seconds. And then I put that into the same audience as people who had landed on my landing page. I added those two together, which was like 300 or so at that point. And then I bid on a CPM basis. So like Shay told me last night, she's like, everywhere I go, your video or your thing is there. And because those 5,000 people are super targeted, I haven't even gotten to lookalikes or anything like that yet because we don't have time for this event. It's kind of sprung on me last minute, and I'm working on some client stuff. And I still need to catch up with a couple of you guys, so this wasn't like a huge priority, but I just wanted to show what you could do with this. I'm going to show you my campaign, but same exact strategy we talked about while you guys were here in Phoenix. We're looking at, let me show it again to you so you can get a good look at this. Make sure you can see it. So far this morning, we have 11 conversions, 46 people in the audience. That's ridiculous. Okay, for $1.22. Somebody do the math. Tell me what's the cost per lead on 11. Is that 10 cents per lead? And that is a name, email, phone, and what city do you work in form. That's not like just a one step. Everybody seeing this? Drop something in the chat. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Same exact strategy. And then I want to go back and audit some of your campaigns so we can see what's going on. All right, so let me pull the webinar back up. What do we got? Jake said crazy. Come on, guys. If you're not going to chat, then I'm just going to turn this off, man. Nobody cares about 10-cent conversions. Let's do a jump rope with my fingers. I'll go back to making money over here. The question I have is, what created the conversions? Is it a copy thing? Okay, let's take some notes. All right, so questions, guys. So Wilson says, let me pull Wilson up on stage. You guys drop your questions in the chat. Wilson, I'm going to pull you up. You don't have to do video, bro, but just at least audio. Let's talk this out real quick. So Wilson's coming up to talk real quick. All right, so Wilson said, what created 10-cent conversions? Wilson, you should have an invite to come on stage with me.
Is it working?
There you go, bro. Okay, so let's talk this up. Marianne says, what do you think was... All right, so you guys drop your questions. There's my brother from another mother right there, man. Good seeing you, man. Dude, I'm excited to Thursday morning. Let's talk, dude, because I've got... let's close out that solar deal. I think I'm going to meet with these guys Wednesday after the event. I'll know if it's going to be a good fit.
Okay.
Let's make some money. So anyway, so you guys drop your questions in, and then I'll get to those real quick. But Wilson, let's talk this through real quick. All right. So you said what created those conversions? Okay. So explain what you're talking about.
Right. So I launched the second part of the massive campaign, and I spent I don't know $35 before an actual lead came in. I mean, I had plenty of clicks, but the actually
so wait, let's take it a step back. All right. So what have you done?
All right. So I created a campaign for the emergency transport insurance that we offer.
So what does it mean? So tell me what all you've created.
So I took the video that we created while we were in Phoenix, and I made a lookalike audience from that video, and then I added another interest to that, which was travel. Brought me, I think, to about 600,000 people here in Texas.
Okay, so all right, guys, and maybe this was something that you kind of have to test sometimes too. It depends on how big your market is, like where your market cap's at. An audience, so a lookalike audience, you really want to geo those down on a state level. That's a real simple way. So after you've created your lookalike, you've added an interest on top. Travel is really broad, dude. So I probably want to use travel. I would probably use maybe like people who are interested in Expedia.com or whatever, whatever like niche travel. Like what app are people using? Airbnb maybe?
TripAdvisor.
Like or what? There you go. Trip. That's what I was thinking actually. So dude, TripAdvisor, not travel. That's way too broad. Okay. So let's talk about what the point of adding the interest on top of the lookalike is. So the point of adding, after you've created your video and you've got your data, which I'm going to run you through my quick campaign that we just did yesterday and the day before. But what's the offer for again? Okay, so you guys make sure that you're signed up at winedownwithscot.com. The link's above. Sign up for that so you can be put in my funnel as well. We're going to live stream up here at WorkUity. We're going to have a good amount of like local people here, but I'm going to share some cool Facebook stuff with you. And then I want to share what I did on the back end to monetize it too, okay? So make sure you sign up. Okay, so TripAdvisor would be a good interest to go on top of your lookalike versus travel. Why do you guys think that TripAdvisor might be better than travel? Anybody? Wilson, you can answer too.
Well, I assume that a lot of people really like the concept of travel, but if people are liking TripAdvisor, it's because they actually travel. So it narrows it down to an audience that takes
Yeah,
action.
what does travel mean, dude? Like, what does travel mean?
In this case, I think we're targeting people that frequently leave their state or preferably leave the country.
So the cool thing about, I don't know if you guys can see this up here. Maybe you can here to say. Maybe you can see that. Let's see if you can kind of. Okay. So I'm drawing a bullseye. Can you guys see the bullseye? Can you see that, Wilson?
Yeah, sort of.
All right. So check this out. So inside the bullseye, you've got Bubba. Anybody know the professional golfer? He's Bubba something. This is the point. Bubba
Sparks.
The golfer. What's his last name?
No, I don't know.
Professional golfer. He's Bubba. So anyway, his name's Bubba. I just remember that. So that's inside this target. Outside the target would be Tiger Woods. Okay. Now, what's the difference in Bubba, because I can't remember his last name, which is part of the point, versus Tiger Woods as an interest? What do you think, guys? Wilson, you can read the comments too. What do you think is the difference?
They're between Bubba Watson and Tiger. Tiger probably draws a lot of attention for things other than golf.
Bubba Watson, yeah, Watson. Okay, so here's the difference, guys. You ready? Tiger Woods is a celebrity, like Tony Robbins has become, okay? So if you add Tiger Woods as an interest on top of your data, that's going to get your mom, your girlfriend that saw the thing on the news about him, like, you know, got busted on TMZ. That doesn't get people who like golf. That gets people who, like, it could be anybody. Bubba Watson, which he actually may be too big now, I don't know, but this is part of your market research, right? So if I was targeting golfers, I would go and find the Bubba Watson. So for travel, you need to do the same thing. It could be couchsurfing.com. It could be, depending on the demo, right?
Right.
It could also be it has been interested in online insurance offers. I don't know if Facebook even still has that interest.
Okay.
The key point here, guys, is that you've done the hardest part right now, which is creating your own source for data. This process, don't leave this process that we've done here. It doesn't have to be video. It can be content as well. Do not abandon this, what we've started, because this is the only way. And I don't know if you saw my post recently, but Facebook has culled like 30% of all interest and behavior targeting options. So any Joe Blow can go on here and target an interest or behavior. So when you go out, especially if you go out and work with clients, what are you going to tell them? I do the same thing you can do. I type a thing that says target travel, right? Dude, that's not what professionals do. Anybody could type travel. I'm not getting on to you, bro, but you get what I'm saying?
Great point.
You see, but you see the difference, right? And that it's hard to communicate that all at one time. But now that you've gotten that, go into audience insights. Let me post the direct link to that. You can't pull in custom audiences into audience insights, unfortunately. But what you can do, let me share my screen over and I'll show you what you can do. See if can you guys see my screen okay? See, I'm not sure where the permalink is. Here we go. I need to bookmark that again. All right, so if we're looking at audience insights right here, this needs to be on your bookmark bar, and I'll show you why real quick. Here, I'll drop the link. There's a link. Everyone pull it up real quick. So if I go up here, now Audience Insights isn't going to pull up anything in the world, but it's going to give you some good ideas to find affinities and to find similar interests that you can go target that are more niche, right? That you can add on your lookalikes. The point of this, guys, is that you start with your lookalike, you add a niche on top of that, because your lookalike is going to be like 3 million, 2 million people. You add a niche like Bubba Watson on it. If somebody has liked the Bubba Watson fan page, they're probably into golf, right? It could be brands. It could be, if you go back at Rainmaker University, there's an entire list of these. So let's go into Let's look at, let's see if it's pulled up any of my custom audiences. Yeah, it's got a couple here. So let's look at, they have to be big enough. Let's look at some lookalikes here. Let's look at, this is video data. Okay, so this is people that have watched 50% of my video on Buddy Holly. If any of you guys are music fans, you may know who Buddy Holly is. He was actually born in my hometown in Clovis, New Mexico. We ran a campaign there with a video that I ripped off YouTube. Let's see if it loads this bad boy. So I pull this in, I pull my lookalike in here. For some reason, it hasn't been letting me do lookalikes recently. Maybe I just wasn't doing it right, but I pull my lookalike. Let's see if it loads it. Or even people connected to any of the pages you own or not connected to pages you own. Let's try to reload this bad boy. Are you guys pulling up audience insights on your computer? You can even create a new audience here if you want. Marianne, where are you at? Marianne, come to my office real quick. Bring your laptop with you too. All right, so it's not loading. I'm just making sure that I haven't lost a connection here, whatever. So Marianne's gonna bring her laptop into my office real quick. And okay, pull up audience insights. See if any of your lookalikes, try to import one of your lookalike campaigns. Do you have your laptop with you? Hey, do you guys, let me ask you guys a question. If you don't bring your laptop to work, how do you get work done? That's a good question, right, Marianne?
Yes, sir.
That's a great question, yeah.
It is a phenomenally amazing question.
Okay. I don't know. These questions just come up. I don't know. I'm trying to pull it up on the iPad here and take a look. Can somebody chat that they've been able to pull up a lookalike in their audiences? None of mine are loading. Jake, does it actually show you that you could pull and it's just not, so because audience insights isn't even loading on my iPad? Is it just not an option, or? Oh well, it's no biggie. Oh, we're good. We got it. Oh, okay. Can you pull up Facebook audience insights on that? You're on camera, by the way, if you're shy. What's your name? Rachel? Rachel's here. She's going to pull up audience insights for us. Just Google it, and then you can click the link right here. See if you can pull it up. Mine's not loading. All right, so Jonathan said that all his are up. Okay, loading is copywriting lookalike. Okay, so you guys pull up your lookalikes. Here's just Google Facebook audience insights, and you should land on this page. Right here, and the permalink is right there for it. It's not loading on the iPad either. All right, so Jake's loading his copyright lookalike. What we're doing, let's jam some 50 Cent. So let me drop a chat when you guys have got everything loaded. Is it pulling up? Okay. Yeah, no bad stuff, okay. Be careful, be careful. Is this, okay, this, can I use it? Okay. All right, cool. Oh, I like the keyboard, that's cool. I can't read Korean though. Is this Korean? It's not connected to Wi-Fi. All right, don't worry about it, it's not connected. You guys just let me know once you got your audience insights. Drop something in the chat. All right. So we've got, yeah, it's slow as balls, dude. All right, so point is, guys, so you pull up your lookalike. Let me share my screen back over with you, and I'll try to walk through what you should be seeing, okay? Let's just try to not use lookalike. Let's just use, let's put an interest. Let's use maybe travel. All right, so right off the bat, it suggested me a bunch of Oh, first class travel. That's interesting. Now remember, when you're looking at targeting options, guys, you've got interests, behaviors, and demos. There's 5 different categories, right? Job title, work class, I think it is, interest, behavior, and demographics. So if you're targeting an interest, that's when you can target someone who's liked the page or talked about it in chat or posted about it. So be clear on what you're actually targeting too, or what you're looking up. So on my screen, we're looking at, how about we look at time travel? That's funny. How about we look at travel agency, okay? Adventure travel is another one. Let's take a look at that data. Drop a chat real quick if you can see my screen, okay? I don't want to go through this unless you can. It's coming through. Okay, good. All right, so now, right now we're looking at just a broad audience for a travel agency, okay? Let's go and sort these by volume, okay? First thing I notice, 71% women. Wow, okay. Next thing I notice are the age groups. So I got my moleskin out. I'm taking notes on this stuff, guys. It's called market research, right? Know your customer, okay? Easy. This is easy to know your customer. You could drop your zip code in and see how many people in your town are buying pickup trucks versus SUVs, and go to a car dealership with that data and they'd be freaking amazed, okay? It's all available inside Audience Insights. There's a post on automatedinbound.com about this that shows you exactly how to use this too. Okay, so here we are, firmly established. There's actually, if you guys want to get deep into this, these 10 lifestyle things, there's actually, I think, like 27 different ones, like country comfort, establish elite. You can go and pull like the legit advertising profiles and skill up and learn what these things really mean, or you can just read the description. But if you want to be a professional, go buy a book on this stuff. Like these are known across the advertising industry, right? All right, so let's take a look at this. We've got travel, people who like travel agency, which is pretty generic. I've got 66% are married, okay? 66% have a college education. Let's go and sort this by job title. Administrative, sales, management, personal care. It's pretty interesting, but what I want to actually look at are affinities, okay? So I'm going to look at page likes. Let's check this out. This is like cheating, man. So these people like Amazon.com, Walmart, Kohl's, and whatever this justfab.com is. Starbucks. Who would have ever thought to add Starbucks as an interest on top of your lookalike? That's pretty smart. Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, so that's pretty half and half. Food Network, HGTV. People who watch HGTV, what do you think those people look like? Kevin Hart, Joel Osteen, and Joyce Meyer, so it looks like they like watching TV ministers. Power of Positivity, that would be an amazing one for you to add on top as an interest. Why is that? Let me jump in the chat. Why do you think adding something like positivity, Tony Robbins, or something like that would be great to add on top of one of your interests? Tony Robbins, positivity, the power of positivity. Why would that be a great interest to niche down off of your lookalikes? Why do you think that might be? Drop something in the chat. Why do you think that might be great if you're trying to sell something? Why do you think that might be great? See if you can see this. What I'm writing on the wall right now is called receptive. People who are salespeople, they're receptive to buying. They want to move quickly, right? A lot of those self-help things are products that you'd only like if you already bought. Great. I'm not trying to sell a self-help product. I'm trying to sell life insurance, man. But I want to talk to people who are open to buying and that kind of stuff, because they're the easiest conversations to have. Think about it. It's mindset, right? So what you guys need to get clear on is that once you've created your video and you've got your data, now you're going to score your data and filter your data by a couple of different conditions, right? You want mindset. You want financial ability to move forward. If you guys are taking notes, mindset, financial ability to move forward. Timeline. That means like, when is it that they're going to actually take the next step, get a for insurance or whatever it may be, right? Timeline or event. So what event triggered them to, what events, maybe marriage or something like that, okay? And the ability to, like, how could I say this? Like how open they are to receiving a conversation is just like a whole nother one. So if you write those out, I'm gonna pull Jake up here because Jake the Snake is probably over here like having light bulb moments too. So if you write these out, we have mindset, financial ability to buy, basically, right? Like they can actually afford, like they have the money in their account to pay for it. A financial ability, the timeline or event. So they're in. You're going to start with a pretty broad, like in your sales cycle. You don't know your sales cycle until you lay out the steps and you start closing deals or leads to know when it is that someone's going to buy, how long it takes, right? When you start doing that, you're going to know, but you can figure that you're going to start pretty broad. Like maybe you'll start getting leads. If you're doing lead magnets and bullshit that isn't quotes and stuff like that, you're going to find people that are like in the 2-month sales cycle. You're going to start finding ways to get these KPIs. These are KPIs, guys. These are things that you improve on in your ad sets. You don't just run an ad and let it go. You figure out, how do I get someone that has a better mindset? What does that actually mean quantitatively? Like, how do I materialize that? And how do I start optimizing? Facebook ads is about optimizing any advertising, any copywriting, emails, anything is about optimizing, getting better and better, starting with something, which is your control, right? Testing it against your test, right? So there's mindset, financial ability, timeline, any or event, and receptiveness to your message. Anyone else have any others they'd like to add to that? It's pretty simple though. Well, it would just be really fit. I mean, like they're a good fit to buy the product. Obviously, they have need, so the need is there, need or opportunity. So there's 5 things: mindset, financial ability, timeline or event, receptiveness to receiving a message. If no one answers the phone, it's not, or they don't answer emails or anything like that, then it's not a good market, right? Or it's not a good audience that you're targeting. And then the fit or need or an opportunity. Anyone else have anything they want to add to that? Of course, Ether comes on a call. Anyone else have anything they want to add to those? Marianne, can you type those in the thing if you wrote them down so people have those? Everybody get those? So these are the KPIs that you start out with, okay? When I start out with an interest like travel, I start to realize that it doesn't align with any of these. So I have no fucking clue how I could make my ad sets better. What do I do? Now, if I start out with, let's say I make my lookalike off of my video, and then I start out with financial ability, how would I do that? So let's get some ideas, guys. How would I add an interest that would qualify someone for the financial ability to buy? Type in the chat. I'll give you a sec. I'm going to write some of my own, but put it in the chat. Think about this. How would I add some interest on top of my data that would qualify someone's financial ability? All right, you're going to have 30 more seconds. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to like figure out a way to give these AirPods away. These things that you can't get anywhere. They're like, I think $200. Marianne got me a pair of these things. I'm trying to figure out how to give these things away. So maybe we'll figure that out on this thing. I don't know. You guys make sure you're registered at Wind Down with Scott, and we'll probably give a couple of these out. Is that, hey, there you go. That's a good way, Wilson. Dude, that's straight line right there, bro. Now when you actually want something, dude, Wilson, that's it, bro. You wanted it. I'll send my address. Well, you should have said I'll send a shipping label and I'll have someone pick it up today, bro. Then you might have got them. It's too late now. All right, so Okay, here we go. All right, so guys, type your answers or I'm going to kick you out of the chat. How do you qualify somewhere financial? I only got something from Jake, so let's start reading them. Wilson put something. Okay, if you don't answer, I'm going to start kicking you out of the fucking chat. Seriously. All right, so we've got Jake has behavioral spending data. So you can actually pull up people who have spent money through Facebook Messenger, have premium credit cards, have what is it, like the credit union bank accounts. Okay, that's perfect, Jake. Dude, Jake's on this. Jake said premium beer, luxury anything, premium anything. So if I wanted to qualify for someone's financial ability, I would go find someone that's financially able. I would look at what clothes are they wearing, what watches are they wearing, what cars do they drive, where do they live, what brands do they like? Do they like AirPods? Probably they own a pair or two. What brand of laptop do they have? Let me look at their office. Let me go to their home. What brand of toothpaste do they use? What brand of cell phone cover? Dude, it's called creating your avatar, right? What brand of markers are they using? Like those markers are actually more expensive than like a typical, whiteboard marker, right? Amex Black Cards. Now you're talking premium credit card holders, okay? Federal credit card. Ferrari that's too easy. Not Ferrari, but maybe like Ferrari aftermarket for specific parts that go on a Ferrari. What type of speakers do they do? Headphones, dude. I can go for days. What I wrote was they're likely to invest or they're vested investors. That's actually a category. Homeowners, okay? Easy stuff. They're probably married. Leased vehicles. People who lease vehicles are usually financially able, right? That's a category. Luxury vehicles, okay? You guys get that? Aston Martin music, right? I'll have Marianne come on and play some Aston Martin music. James Bond gear. Like, what do people who have money, what do they buy? What do they do? If it's not you right now, it's okay, but go look at somebody. Figure out where do they go get their drinks at? Where do they eat at? Spend a week just writing this stuff down. If you only had the 5 KPIs, you could outdo anybody with your ads. If you only have these 5 KPIs that you're working on, you start with that and then you start optimizing. But guess what? That's what Audience Insights is for, okay? To give you a head start, okay? So let me show back over here. I'm wasting anybody's time, let me know. So let's say that I'm looking at people who like travel agency. How about I put adventure travel? How about first class, man? How about business travelers? First class travel. Let's see what we got. Okay, Starbucks, Samsung Mobile, YouTube. All right, so let's check out their purchase activity. Okay. Food and drink, subscription services. So you can start a subscription service in this audience easy, Wilson. That tells me that they'll buy insurance because 60% have a subscription service that they're paying for. They have pet products, bro. Okay. They're not buying kids products, it looks like, and none of them are buying business purchases, okay? This is a good sign. Online purchases, it looks like that there's a good, good activity there. Now, some of this stuff you take it with a grain of salt, but this, gives you an idea. Let's see, we've got the household, 23% of them have one person in the household because of traveling, like Gary. 22% have 2 people. 20% have 3 people. So it's usually couples with 1 kid, it looks like, or a single person or a couple, and that's it. Cut everyone else out, right? Their home market value is usually 200 to 500,000, and let's check out their spending methods. Okay, they're using a bank card 91% of the time. They have a gas card. They have upscale department store cards. Premium cards only 21%. Primarily cash is only 52. Primarily credit cards 48. That's a good sign. Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? Is this making sense? Let me go back to the chat. All right, so now that we've kind of went over that, I didn't answer any specific questions, but let's see if that's brought on some light bulbs. Jake, I'm going to bring you on the stage. You don't have to do video, of course, but if you want to, I'd like to see you. If not, it's cool. Audio. So let's talk about what we got. And while you guys doing that, drop questions in the chat. Let me know if this is giving you some clarity.
What's up?
What kind of wine do they drink? What kind of liquor do they drink, right? Here, I think I can hear you. Jake, can you talk?
Yes.
There you go,
hear
dude.
me?
Dude, awesome. Good to see you, bro. You're not in Chicago yet, right?
No, I'm busy packing up my house though, so it's coming up.
Dude, do what I did, bro. Do what I did. Do what I did.
We're having an estate sale this weekend.
There's no packing, man. There's no packing. Call Goodwill and bring a truck. Bring 2 trucks. I'm just kidding. All right, so Jake, we're talking about like after you have your video data, you create your lookalikes or whatever you want to do. You've got your retargeting campaign, which will be maybe 5 to 20,000 on a small campaign. Hammerless people with CPM based ads, right? Jake, what's a CPM ad? CPM bidding. What is that? So instead of paying on a cost per click, you pay on cost per impression, and that way they see that ad until they don't want to see that shit anymore. Like you hammer those people for like a 2 to 3 day window and then move them out of your audience. Like you can do it for 3 days, like 72 hours or whatever it is. That's your retargeting people, right? Do it CPM. It's cheap as dirt. And then your lookalikes, Jake, what should I do with my lookalike now that we've talked about this? What would you do with your lookalike from your video now? What would your strategy be?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm testing.
Okay.
So I've been breaking out ads into single interests. So I have my master retargeting list, and then I've been trying to just test like one interest at a time, just to see. So like my broad audience was just interest in copywriting, and I ran that and I built my audience.
Yeah.
And then when I was running my second campaign, I just did lookalike, and then it was like lookalike, and then like freelance copy jobs, and that was like it was a one interest targeting.
So it was a lookalike of your copywriting data. Like you ran a video to copywriting, which was a huge audience basically, and then you created a lookalike from the people who viewed that video.
Yep.
And then you took that and you added an additional interest on top, which was what, freelance copy?
So I had one. I think it was freelance copy jobs was one. I think I can't remember specifically what they all are.
Right.
But it was like that. And then so I think I was running 4 campaigns. I ran one that was straight retargeting to the list. I ran one that was
always run retargeting to people who have like viewed the video because it's going to be a small audience. Run it for 2 days afterwards. Yeah.
And then I think I picked like 3. I think one was like freelance. I think one was it was all related to copywriting or freelance jobs. It was something like that. And so then I was testing opt-ins to a free offer, and I was just trying to see what was going to be, what was going to be cheaper. And so I picked some larger interest targeting to just see if I could have if I had enough interest in these bigger secondary targetings to build out a new audience inside of. But so that was what I was testing.
How's it working? Are you getting any results doing that?
I mean, like results, right? I was getting opt-ins. They're more expensive than I wanted them to be. So I was getting opt-ins from anywhere from like $2 to $8.
Okay, but that's a start though, right? That's a start. Like when we start a campaign, a lot of times, guys, Jake will attest to this, dude. When we first looked at your financial campaigns, they were like around $10 or something. If you're getting opt-ins at $10 a piece, pop the champagne out. Let's drill down, book a call with us so I can audit it for you too if you need help or whatever. But pop some champagne, you're getting fucking leads, guys. I mean, really. So I've had a couple people message me like, I got a $12 lead. I'm like, dude, you just actually did what 99% of people will never do. They'll run a Facebook ad or something. 99.9% of people running ads will never get an actual sales lead. So congratulate yourself. Now what do? We look at our KPIs, right, Jake? We look at the 5 ones that we talked about. Did you have any to add to that, by the way? Those are pretty much the main ones that I look at, which was financial ability, mindset, timeline or event, receptiveness to the message, and need or opportunity. Like that's really.
Yeah, I mean, really, like when you're mass testing ads on a crazy basis. I mean, like when we're doing stuff over at Agora, and we're running $1 million a month of traffic. I mean, really, really like we're testing out like these small individual slices of interests and
yeah,
and just moving
it's on your
stuff
budget,
around.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, here's the key. The key is up front. If I'm getting $100 leads that actually want to take the next step, that's cool, because then I can close one, for $2,000 or whatever it is, whatever your deal is, put some money back in to start. Guys, data is the hardest thing to get. So, and it's the thing that you need, right? So it's going to cost you some money, but you can get some action early if you know what you're doing, and you don't just do something like add travel on top of your video, because then you have nothing to optimize against. So when you're doing these campaigns, you want to have a control point that you can say, okay, well, I tried Expedia.com. How about I try, because Expedia would fit under my, it would fit under timeline or event probably, because people are on Expedia, or maybe just receptiveness. So what would be another way to fit that, right? It's just about the intent of what you're doing. Does it make sense or not make sense? That's going to help you, instead of having to go ask questions where you don't know where they fit in, right? Is that making sense, Jake? That making sense, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's been the outcome since Phoenix? Have you had time to run any traffic to your videos or anything like that, Jake?
So I just did picture ads, and I was on vacation last week, so I turned them on, and at some point I just turned them off, because I was like, I'm not paying attention to these ads, so I'm not going to just plow money into this and not watch my metrics for 4 days. So I turned those off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I was looking at my Facebook alerts every day.
Yeah,
So.
drop in. Dude, I get an email every time your card gets charged because I'm on your account. I'm like, dude, Jake's dropping bombs over here, man. Jake's big balling. All right, Jake, I'm gonna take you off here so I can show my screen. Hey, thanks for hollering. I'll holler at you later about some other stuff too, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
sure.
All right, cool. Let's how do I boot Jake out of here, dude? Get off my screen, bro. Remove yourself or something. I don't know. Okay, cool. I appreciate that, Wilson and Jake, for getting on video, man. That's awesome, guys. All right, so let's look at the little tiny campaign that I'm running up here for the wind down. Yeah, $20 a day is more than enough, guys. Think about this. Like, most of us are on a net 30 with Facebook for $250 a month or something. I think I'm up to $12.50 a month, so they give you that much credit. It can get you into a deep hole, or you can use that to generate revenue. So most of you guys have a $250 line of credit with Facebook. You can get a line of credit for $1,000. Just don't be stupid. What can I say? Don't be stupid. Don't just play with money like that. Lay out what your intent is, and let's cut to the desktop, and I'll show you this campaign, okay? And then we'll jump back. All right. So most of you guys have seen the video that I ran. I'm not going to go to the actual ad itself because it doesn't really matter too much. Let's look at this guy just commented on the video. Let's see what he has to say. Here we go. Look, Rick says, yes, please. Okay. So I checked in at WorkUti, all right, which is where the event's going to be at. Here's the link, which it could actually been done better. Like, I should have put a space after this text because it's hard to click on mobile, actually. Okay. And here's the other thing, guys. If you have pages, you can grab one of your pages and add some social proof to this bad boy when you launch it. So you can drop like 20 likes on these things, okay, if you have pages, right? Don't just throw it out there like naked, okay? We got 24 likes already. How about that? All right. So here's the video. Everyone should have been able to see this. Let me send a permalink in the thing, in case you haven't seen it, but I think everyone's probably seen this. I ran this locally. I did 2 different campaigns. I ran one locally, which in a 1 mile radius of the office, and I don't have time to set that campaign up, so I just did that to get some data because I was curious. But had this been able to be planned, or I was getting paid more and stuff like that, then I would have ran it in a 1 mile radius and grabbed that data. But I actually used some data who watch testimonial videos and stuff like that on the automated inbound page already. Like, once you got that data, then people who watch any videos on your page, you can go back and use that behavior. And since we're doing the live stream, which is for something that I'm pitching them on doing in the future, well, then they don't have to be here in Phoenix, but I'm going to show you both. So I ran the video for let's see, I'll show you. There's a couple here. So I don't know if this is, I think one was under a different account or something. So this one I ran for 60 bucks. I only spent $60 on this video. Okay. That gave me 439 people that got pixeled. Okay. That have watched for at least 3 seconds. Let's see. It's probably not great for, because I didn't add any interest at all. I just did local wide open. So let's take a look. Video percentage that completed was only 4%. That's fine. Video watches at 25%, only 40. But guess what? At 60 bucks, that's still like right in line with people who are going to click your website. Plus, I have all this other data too. So video at 50%, only 7, 75, 3 or something. And if I had time, I would go back and I would probably add some entrepreneur type stuff on top of this, or I'd target people that were interested in the other co-working and stuff like that. That's okay, because I have 3 second, I have 10 second that were video views. I have 94 of those, and I have, I think, 439 3 seconds. So that means they started watching the video and they're like, this guy's ugly as hell. That's okay, all right? So I took this audience, and what did I do? What you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to open this up. You're going to go to, real quickly, I'll go back through this. We're going to go through audiences, okay? 3 second video views, to me, that still means something. Like if I don't have a whole ton of time, that's still people who have started watching it and probably didn't like my teeth or something, right? Whatever. They still have an impression on my face. So here I am. I've created 3 lookalike audiences from that. 3 second video views, 365 days, and I actually added in my the audiences for people that watch my testimonial videos and stuff on my other page, and that's why this data starts building up. Now I could go back and add these audiences, and then I have retargeting. So that's actually a 5,400 audience. I knew there was another video somewhere that wasn't showing up. So there's 5,400 people who watched 3 seconds for that video, and then 70 people were pixeled that actually went to my lander. So these two audiences right here are my retargeting audiences, right? Let me just check in with you guys. Does that make sense that these two are my retargeting audiences? Let's check in. Drop a chat real quick. Does that make sense, guys? That those two would be my retargeting? Do you know why? Drop something in the chat if it makes sense, that those two are my retargeting audience. If it doesn't, I want to get ultimate clarity on this so you guys can move on and we can have another talk after you've implemented. Does everyone know where those came from? Okay. So Wilson, the 5,400 came from 2 places. Let me go back. The 5,400 came from, number 1, people who had viewed my video for at least 3 seconds. Because remember, you run your video broad. Now, here's the thing, there's no hard stop. Like, it doesn't have to be 3 seconds. I have a 2-day window here to get leads, which we've already pushed like 50, I think, through. Okay, so I just want to generate some results right now. If I had 2 or 3 weeks to plan this out, I would have been running some targeted PR and stuff like that, videos for local news that these guys have, or I would have went and got an interview or something. I would have interviewed myself or whatever, a podcast or something, and I would have done maybe like 30-second views instead of 3 seconds, okay? So that's this one audience, people who watched that video that I posted in my first ad for 3 seconds. My second audience of 70 people, they had went to the landing page after seeing the video. So out of those 5,400 people, 70 clicked my link, but didn't convert, okay? All right, so let me check back in. Let's see if that's making sense. If it doesn't make sense, guys, clear it up now. Let's get it out of the way. Does that make sense, Wilson? Is that good? Okay, good. Okay. So the reason that's important is because you need to do this, okay? Hang on a second. Let me... I have an electronic whiteboard coming in, which would be nice for this. Let's try, I want to draw on this real quick, okay? All right, cool. So let me share back and I'm going to show you this. Okay, so you've got your, I'm going to name it R on this side. These are the people who actually viewed my video for whatever behavior that I've created, right? So that's the 5,000. These are my also have clicked on my lander. Okay, so this is like my retargeting audience, okay? I'm gonna call that R. Over here is my lookalikes, all right? Now watch this. So my lookalike. Now, what's gonna happen? This is gonna be a 2 million audience, right? Because what it's doing is telling Facebook, yo, show me people that are obviously interested. You guys know that, right? Interested, similar to these people, like have high affinities, okay? I'm also going to add my one niche interest that we talked about, not travel, but like maybe Expedia or whatever, Travelocity, right? That's where I'm going to use my 5 KPIs that we talked about: financial ability, timeliness, okay? And I'm going to start testing, okay? So I've got this data right here, which I know is really good because they watched my video or they've already clicked and been on my lander. I've got this data right here that needs to see my video again, okay? So these people need to see my video again, guys. Either you can either do that or you can show them the lander, but show them your video again, and this can be a constant cycle of data for you. See how this works? Like the lookalike plus interest, show them a video ad, your video ad, and then cycle this down. Right here is your block. Okay, this right here is your score. So your score could be people who watch 30 seconds, click land or whatever, and run both at the same time. Budget $20 a day and split $5 on your retargeting on CPM. I'll show you how to do it in a sec. And then spend $15 on your video views right here, okay, and testing. So what's going to happen is this cycle right here is going to start converting leads at, what did I show you? Well, I'm out of that now, but like 10-cent leads, guys. And I did this in 2 days, okay? So this diagram right here, let's make sure that this makes sense before we move forward. Does anyone have questions on this part of it? Say no if you don't, guys, because I want to go back over this. We're going to talk about it. We got the initial campaign with data, just so I've got the order here. Then we have straight retargeting. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we've got, let me put on paper. Okay, so you have your initial campaign, which is video views. Okay, and I'll ask Marianne to scan this in and send it to you guys. So video views, this is going to be broad. Okay, this could be like one interest, like Jake said, his one interest, right? And you're basically just you're using this part of the campaign to get to see who watched your video. Okay, coming down from there, I'll show you this in a second. Coming down from there, let's say 30 seconds that have watched my video, and the time doesn't matter. It depends on how much time you have. I did 3 seconds because I'm in a hurry right now. 30 seconds, they're going to come down into a custom conversion audience. Okay. If you guys need help with this stuff, make sure that you signed up for winedownwithscot.com. I'm going to go over some more cool stuff on top of this too. Custom conversion of, this is your retargeting. So your custom conversion are people who have at least watched, it's your scoring mechanism, okay? It's people who have at least watched 30 seconds or whatever your number is, or have landed on your URL, because your pixel should be on your landing page too, right? That's your scoring, that's your filter. All right, so now on top of that, that creates your lookalike audience of similar people plus an interest on that, right? Like Wilson said, travel plus interest. Though that is a separate audience that needs to see the video again, because you don't show those people a lander that's just a lookalike. I mean, you could, but no, you create a loop here. So you show them the video again, and it's just, they'll see it the first time. And that goes back to your scoring mechanism, and it's a cycle, okay? Those people get into like a little box that are hitting with CPM retargeted ads, and they get hammered, and that's where you get your 10-cent conversions. Okay, let me show you this, and I'll have Marianne, I'll ask her to put this in a thing, because she's very nice. All right, so let's see if we can, maybe I can reverse my webcam here, and I'll show you. Hang on. So let me see if I can reverse, flip, and rotate. I don't know if that did it or not. Okay. All right, so does everyone see a window here, or is it upside down? Let me see. I know there's a way to do this real quick. I want to figure that out while I'm doing this because I'd like to share this in the future. Here we go. I got it mirrored. Oh, it won't let me check mirrored for some reason. I don't know why. Huh. Hang on, because I want to see. I'm going to use this in the future, guys, and I'll be done. Hang on. I'm sorry. Thanks for hanging in there. All right, I'll figure that out later. So from what I showed you, does this make sense? The lookalike audience is basically made up of a sum of the two audience, 3-second video views plus link clicks. Yes, because those are the people that actually saw your lander or have shown interest of behavior of watching through your video. So those are the people that need to be in like a 3-day window. I'll make a nice chart of this before I fly out today. I'll send it to you. But you got to promise me that you signed up at Wind Down with Scott. This is stuff that I would normally charge people like $5K to come in to get this shit. I'm going to make you guys a nice little button it up for you. Then I expect you to. All right, guys. Yeah, Jake, I'm fixing to have to hop off too. We hit our 1 hour here. All right, guys. So this is what I want you to do. With what I've given you, by the way, thanks for your time again today. We're not having a Rainmaker call tomorrow because I'm flying. I'm traveling again. I'll be back on Wednesday, and we're doing the wind down on Wednesday. So this is our Rainmaker call, okay? I wanted to do with the VIPs with you guys, all right? So what I want you to do, go to the group. Anything that you're not clear on, anything you're not clear on or have questions on, make sure you post that right now because I'll have the infographic made before I fly out today. And if your question's not in there, then I said it's going to have a missing question, okay? I want to make sure it's clear, all right? I'm pretty sure it needs to look like, but I want to make sure that you're clear. I want you to get the same 10-cent conversions that I've been getting this weekend on like a 24-hour campaign. It's not that hard, okay? Go to the group, post what you need to post in there. Make sure you do it right now. Sign up at winddownwithscott.com, and I appreciate your time again today. See you later.